No, that's going to be later on. We got a lot more to talk about because OKC and the Thunder, them boys, good Lord.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Wolves are in trouble.
OKC, KFC, UFC.
Cats in a sweep, it looks like. We'll discuss all that and then some. But you know what? Let's go.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning! Snowman here to all you Brock Purdy and San Francisco 49er haters. Shut up! I gotta thank you, Shane.
I mean, whatever happened to the games where breaking 100 points was, I don't know, unusual?
There was one word to sum up the All-Star weekend.
Trays. Cause we take this job so serious.
Splash Brothers, yes. Ray Allen, replace him with Steve Kerr. Reggie Miller, yeah.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Oh, yeah, baby, let's get it! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Friday edition, and all that's got to be said is good morning. It is the fantastic Memorial Weekend Friday edition, and of course, the first hour is powered by Invader Coffee, fuel for the fearless. Dog in the building. Snowman will be joining us when he gets his PC issues resolved. I'm sure that'll happen here momentarily. We got the Droid, we got the Vic, and boys.
Yes, sir.
2-0 OKC over Minnesota?
Yeah, OKC is proving they ain't no joke.
No, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander with 38 last night as OKC took it to Minnesota. They had as big a point lead as I believe 24 before selling on the 15-point win, 118-103 last night.
Mm-hmm.
The series moves to Minnesota this weekend. I think Minnesota might be in trouble because Rudy Gobert ain't showing up.
Nope. And Playmaker said it. Playmaker said it. If the Wolves falter, the main person is Rudy Gobert.
5 points, 9 rebounds in 30 minutes. And OKC also held Julius Randle in check, 6, 5, and 5 in 32 minutes. That's evil.
That is evil.
And here's the thing. They also held Mike Conley Jr. in check, 28 minutes, 3, 3, and 3.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, you had Jalen Williams going off for 26 and 10 for the Thunder. And, of course, the MVP being SGA, 38, 3, and 8 in 42 minutes. Minnesota is in deep trouble.
Yeah.
There's no way that Minnesota is going to win the series if this is how they're going to be playing. Absolutely none. They were down by 8. They were down by 8 at the half, and then Oklahoma just kept pouring it on.
Yep.
It was fourth quarter. They literally went in cruise control mode because they picked up. It was a 14-point differential in the third, 35-21. They ended up going complete cruise control mode from there because that's all they had to do. They had the game lock stock.
Mm-hmm.
So now the question is, will Minnesota actually be able to do any damage at home this weekend?
They're going to have to, because I tell you right now, they lose game 3, this is over.
Yeah, easily.
Either it's a sweep or it's in 5. But if they fall one more time in their own house, this is over.
Yeah, and I mean, they can end up splitting it in
could.
Minnesota, and it would still be over because they'd be going back to OK for game 5.
Mm-hmm. And OKC is holding serve.
Exactly. That's the biggest thing right now in Oklahoma's favor is they held serve at home in massive ways.
Yep.
And the thing I need to point out about OKC is that they are easily one of the best away teams in the league.
Right. You're right.
Not only do they dominate at home, but they dominate on the road as well. And that's something that will kill a franchise is if you can't beat a strong away team.
You can't protect your home court against a strong away team. You're screwed.
And right now, Minnesota is looking very, very vulnerable.
Very vulnerable.
And of course, we've also got the Eastern Conference about ready to go off tonight. It is game 2 in the Garden, the Pacers and Knicks at 8 o'clock Eastern. What do the Knicks have to do to take game 2 here tonight?
Watch the fouls.
Yeah.
Because one thing that the Pacers got was Jalen Brunson to get too close to fouling out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Brunson had 5 really late in that game.
And you can't let that happen. So you need to watch the fouls. You need to keep Jalen Brunson in the game for as long as possible. Because once Brunson is no longer a factor, the game's over.
Yeah.
Because then you throw it all on Cat. You're gonna have to throw it all on Cat. And Cat did exceptionally well in game 1.
And you also have to remember they don't got no Dante DiVincenzo to look for anymore because he's on Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which means they have to rely on people. Which means the Knicks have to rely on people like McBride and Robinson.
Yep.
Now, what do the Pacers have to do to take game 2 here tonight? Is the other big question.
Play the same way. Play the same way they did. Keep up the tempo. Play aggressive. And try to get New York in early foul trouble.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing I can also see is getting Tyrese Halliburton rolling early.
Yeah.
If you can get Halliburton going early, this game is going to be in check real quick.
Yeah, it's going to be a rolling snowball.
Yeah.
And also another thing about New York is that they got to shut down Pascal Siakam because he's been a pretty quiet dominator this series so far.
17, 5, and 6 in game 1 in 43 minutes for him. So yeah, that's definitely going to be a big thing. And I think New York also has to go attack him in the paint more because they can't keep trying to match outside for outside. They've got to do what the Pacers are having trouble doing, and that's scoring in the paint.
Yep.
So if they can do that, I think the Knicks will have a shot at getting it if they can outscore them in the paint. But again, with the Pacers, keep rolling the way you're rolling.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they have to do in order to take game 2 here tonight and send it back to Indianapolis in their house. And we all know how raucous Cambridge can get. So I think that's going to be the biggest thing for them is to go that route with it. Switching over to the NHL because dear God, if you could
Cat scratch fever.
if you could see the shit-eating grin that Droid has right now, I can guarantee
All I gotta
you.
say is cat scratch fever in these first 2 games.
It's just a repeat of what happened a few years back. So, for those that don't know, the Panthers and Canes have played in a conference final before, and it was a 4-game sweep. The first 2 games, again, were played in Carolina. Last 2 were played in Florida. And what do we have this year? First 2 games are played in Carolina. Last 2 games are played in Florida.
Oh, that's painful because those were not close games. That's painful. If you lose at home that badly, it's going to be tough to win on the road. And
The thing is, people need to realize that this is way different from that year, because that year every game was close. This year, not the same story.
No, because you guys put up 10 in Carolina's house, including the 5-0 shutdown last night.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they call him Sergei Bigwalski for a reason.
Yeah, well, Big Block Bob only ended up facing 17 shots last night.
Right.
How does Carolina only get 17 shots off?
Because that defense of Florida is like a blanket. It literally is like a shroud, and you can't get away from it. I remember seeing that when they went against Tampa Bay Lightning, when Jordan and I made that call. And
I mean, they had 33 shots game 1.
Mm-hmm.
Game 2, it's down to 17.
Yeah.
That is brutal.
That defense is no joke.
Listen, with Gustav Forsling finally getting his goal last night, we have the only defensive core where every defensive player who has played a game in this playoffs has scored a goal.
Mm-hmm.
Gustav Forsling scored last night. You had Niko Mikkola who scored. You've had Dmitry Kulikov. You've had Seth Jones, Aaron Ekblad even getting a goal. And then you also have Nate Schmidt, who had that amazing Tampa series. And then you even have Uvis Balinskis, who got a goal.
Yep.
And it comes down to a lot of factors to why this series isn't looking like last year. A big thing is that, both teams look a lot different. I argue that this Panthers team is a lot more stable in structure than last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I am saying that our cup-winning team was less stable than this team.
That says something.
This team has something to give. This team has something to prove. To prove that last year wasn't a fluke.
Yeah.
To prove that us blowing the series lead meant nothing. That's what those 2 first statement games were for. They were statements.
Well, right now, the biggest statement you guys are putting down is you got to go through us in order to make your way into the Stanley Cup. And right now, if you guys are throwing 10 up on the board in 2 games, oh, brother. Of course, game 2 tonight is Stars-Oilers at 8 o'clock. Stars are off of a 6-3 win, leading the series 1-0. Does Edmonton have a shot in this series?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, fill me in.
Connor McDavid.
So you think everything is going to rely on what Connor McDavid does this series?
It relies on how McDavid's attitude and Leon Draisaitl's play. If neither of them can actually do something with the team, then I'm sorry, but this is Dallas's series this is literally Dallas's series to lose.
Well, again, game 2 in Dallas tonight, 8 o'clock. Game 3 for the Canes and Panthers in Florida is going to be tomorrow at 8. So it'll be interesting to see where these series end up coming out from. As with the Fanatics feedback zone is kicking off here. What up, John Paulo? Tell you what, let's take a quick little break here, see if the boss man's computer is going to end up getting itself figured out. We got ourselves just a potluck Friday here. Anything and everything is going to be discussed.
There's a couple games on the women's side we got to touch up on too.
All right, Vic, I'm with you on that one. A little WNBA conversation is going to be coming up here, ladies and gentlemen. But first, we're back in a deuce.
This is Snowman in the morning.
Are you ready to upgrade your coffee game? Prepare for an invasion of flavor with Invader Coffee. It's the caffeinated elixir that fuels champions, the blend that pushes boundaries. Whether you're battling deadlines or exploring uncharted territories, Invader Coffee has your back. Join the invasion at invadercoffee.com and taste the difference for yourself. Use the code SNOWMAN for 15% off your first order. Invader Coffee, veteran owned.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze god.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to, I can beat up black people.
As he takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel.
Dad?
Just 1 minute, okay?
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
The spirit of battle is a powerful force. It's a force that drives us, pushes us beyond our limits. It's a fire in our hearts that fuels our determination, our commitment, our strive for greatness. Every challenge faced, every obstacle overcome, it sharpens our skills and fortifies our resolve. This relentless pursuit of excellence makes the journey so exhilarating. And the victory, it makes the victory sweet.
Hey everybody, Snowman here. Looking for the best way to experience live events? Well, SeatGeek has you covered. With just a few taps on your phone, you can find the best seats for concerts, sports, theater, and more. Don't miss out on unforgettable moments. Download the SeatGeek app today and get ready for an experience like no other. Each ticket is vetted for authenticity and ranked on a 1 to 10 scale. And right now, if you sign up and use the code SNOWMAN, you will get $20 off of your first purchase. That's only through the power of SeatGeek, where fans can fan.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Welcome back on this fantastic Friday, and Couple of big games happened in the WNBA last night. Boss Man had the call for the Fever and the Dream. Fever
Mhm.
ended up winning 81-76. Caitlin Clark with a bit of a slow game, 11-4-6. Natasha Howard led the way for the Fever, 26-7-2. Well, it seems like
And that
Indiana's
was a
starting to pick
thriller.
up where they left off.
And that was a thriller. That game was
Yeah.
an absolute thriller.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Atlanta was up by 5 after 1, and then it seemed like Indiana woke up and said, nah, screw this. We're taking over.
Yeah. Yeah, and it seemed like the starters, the ones that really did well in the game against Chicago Sky were the ones that kind of took a back seat. Boston only had 4 points. Bonner only had 1. I said Kenny Clark with 11, 4 and 6, so she had a bit of a slow game. But then Howard jumps in with 26 points out of 29 minutes.
Yeah, that was
She
huge for them.
almost had a point per minute.
That was huge for Indiana.
Very huge.
And then, of course, you have Lexi Hall off the bench for getting 10 points in 26.
Yep.
And Sophie Cunningham ended up getting 9, 6, and 3 in 20 minutes.
Mitchell also with 17 points out of 28 minutes with a dime and 3 rebounds.
So it seems like this team is starting to figure things out a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Very much so. And he didn't let her get rattled. They didn't let her get rattled.
No, I mean, Caitlin played, a relatively chill game last night.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what needs to happen more. I mean, we know she can go off for 25, 30 points a game, but it's the question of, do they need her to do that consistently?
But she doesn't always have to.
Exactly.
She doesn't always have to. She can take some time off and let other people. This just shows you how dangerous this fever team can be, because they have a deep bench.
They do.
They have a very deep bench. So it's gonna be something to see. It's gonna be something to see.
And then, of course, the other game that was on the docket, the champs being the champs and absolutely throttling the Sky 99-74.
Boy. This was This was
supposed to be the bounce back game for Chicago.
Yeah, it was. It was.
But the only thing that got bounced was Chicago out of New York. Out of Chicago.
I mean, my God, this is not the game y'all wanted.
No, it wasn't. And
This
the thing
was
is,
not the game y'all wanted. Ooh,
this was brutal.
yes, very much so.
I mean, Chicago got held, to get this, 9 points in the second quarter.
9 points.
9 points.
As Snowman would say, 9 times. Sabrina Nescu with 16 points out of her 20 minutes. Jones had 11. Stewart had 12.
Natasha Cloud had
18,
4 and 8. Kennedy Burke off the bench had 17.
I mean, the points were spread around, but then you go to the Sky, it's a completely different story. Curtis with only 6 points out of 23 minutes and 4 rebounds.
For Cardoso.
Cardoso,
Angel Reese had 2 points and 12 boards in 27 minutes.
Points.
2. Courtney Vandersloot had 14. Rebecca Allen off the bench had 11. Rachel Barnum off the bench had 15. But when your starters combine for 19 and 14 is what? 33 points. That is an absolute problem.
Mm-hmm.
What is going on in Chicago right now?
You got me.
I mean, this is pathetic in a way. This is just purely pathetic,
to say the least. I mean, at one point, I'm not sure if I saw this correctly, but at some point, was she Did she go like almost 0 for 8 at one point?
Yes.
Yes, she did. She did.
I mean,
And the thing I'm going to state right now, Angel Reese, if you're tired of all the Angel Brick Reese, if you want that to stop, back it up.
At this point, you're starting to wonder if she can. How do you go 0 for 8?
Yeah, literally 0 for 8. She went 2 of 6 from the free throw line. Those were her only 2 points.
Her only 2 points came for free throws. And again, because people are going to say it, people say, "Oh, this is hate on it. This is people hating on Angel Reese." Now you're looking at the stats now. Now you look at the stats now. Do you still want to sit there and call it hate? Do y'all still want to sit there and call whatever me or anyone else are doing hate? Because at this point, when you're 2 for 6 from the line, and those 2 free throws are your only points in the doggone game.
So far, Angel Reese in the 2 combined games, 5 for 22 from the field.
5 for 22. She got blanked this game. This is again, it's like I said, this is again another bad mark on Angel Reese's career. And unfortunately, it's warranted.
It is.
It's warranted.
I mean,
I don't know what she's doing.
I mean, she's saying she's been working out with people left and right, but it's not showing up.
It's not. Yeah, it's not converting to what's going on the court. It's not converting to what's going on the court. Whatever she's doing, it ain't working on the court. I don't know if is it still nerves?
No, it can't be nerves at this point.
It's a brand new season. We're not too far into it. So I'll give Reese the benefit of the doubt.
I'm not giving the benefit of the doubt based off what I saw in that 3-on-3 league because she was throwing up a lot of bricks in that too.
Well, the thing is, yes, it's only the second game that they have. They're under a new coaching staff. Yes, it's going to take some growing pains. But how many times are you going to give her benefit of the doubt? There's not a second game she's shown up short. Second game in a row.
Yeah, exactly. And the fact of the matter is her free throw percentage right now is sitting at 37%. It is that bad.
And where did Carmela Cardoso go?
She flat out disappeared, dude.
She
went 3 for 8 in 23 minutes, only scoring 6 points.
Yeah. Courtney Vandersloot still at least showed up this game.
5 for 11, 2 of 5 from deep, 14 points. This is just horrible right now in Chicago.
And unfortunately, with every single time that something like this happens, the support for Angel Reese, or at least the defense for Angel Reese, is going to slowly start to,
diminish.
Yes, to diminish. Thank you.
Yeah, it's going to dwindle because of the fact of how can you defend somebody who chirps the game that she does, but unfortunately right now is not able to back it up on the court
on continuous occasions.
We know she's going to get her rebounds. That's one thing.
Yeah.
But you need to be able to score first.
But that's the other problem is that, yeah, she's getting the rebounds. That's great. How many rebounds have been her own missed shots?
Exactly.
How many of the shots? Even you go back to the Fever game, there were several times where her misses were her rebounds.
Yeah.
And then she'd miss the second chance shot. And then miss the third chance shot. It's like you have to start putting these shots in the basket. You have to start putting the ball in the basket.
I mean, I'm looking over the numbers right now. They had 36 total rebounds for Chicago. Angel had 12 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Again, the fact of the matter is how many of those were off of her own misses, because the offensive rebounds, she had 8 offensive boards.
Right.
So there's obviously second chance points on the table. Chicago's not capitalizing on it.
More like they can't. More like they can't. I don't know what's wrong, but their shooting motion is completely off. And you're starting to see,
the entire team is off right now.
Yes.
Now, again, is that based off of the fact of, is it head coaching that's the problem right now? Is it, there's just not enough time that the team has been able to gel together? I mean, what is the problem in Chicago right now?
I have no idea.
Culture.
It could be that. It could be culture. It could be a culture issue, because at this point, they should be almost rocking on all cylinders at this point.
So then the biggest question is,
I was about to do something that was going to get me smacked. I was about to do a Stephen A impression like, I'll tell you, Victor Locke, what the problem is in Chicago. They ain't got no culture.
I mean, you're not wrong.
You're not wrong, but
you're not wrong at all.
No, you're not.
I know you want to smack the lights out of me for doing this impression.
No, not you. I don't like Stephen A, but that was a good one though. That's the scary part. That was actually quite spot on.
You know what, Stephen A?
Shut up, bitch.
Meanwhile, how do they fix the culture then in Chicago to try to help this team get back on the right track? Because you're 2 games in, you're floundering right now.
And it did not help that they went against the champs.
I'll tell you what you can do. I think a lot of the stuff could be internal.
It could be.
Okay.
So you need to get a fresh start in that internal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
you could do new general manager. You could do, you did new coaching staff, so there's no point in doing that again.
No, because that's going to just take longer.
Right, because the coaching should have been their fresh start. The new coach staff should have been their fresh start.
And
keyword should have been.
Yeah, should have been. But yet again, here we are.
Right.
And it just seems like it's the same old in Chicago. I mean, there's nothing going right for that team right now.
And it's like at some point, and again, it just seems like it's more about the clicks and the likes. Because you're seeing it with more than just Angel Reese. There's plenty of others who still have to have that right mentality too. And now it's starting to cause it to suffer.
Is this going to be the point where Angel Reese has to pick the lane?
That's going to be a question that's going to be asked every single game that they fail.
Well, we're 2 games in, and they've failed in both of them horribly.
Exactly. So that's going to be the question that's going to be asked every single time that they fall short like this. When they start winning games, that will subside. Because like, okay, she can do both. Maybe she can do both.
Yeah, but how
when you go 0 for 8?
Yeah, I was about to say, how long is it going to take for them to win their first game?
Well, let's see what their next game actually is, and I'll tell you if it's going to be the next game or not.
Well, let's take a gander at the schedule here. The next game for the Sky is going to be Monday against the LA Sparks in Los Angeles.
It won't be Sunday.
No. You're not doing this to me, 2K. No. We're not doing this. No, you're not teasing me with the white speakers.
Oh God.
What the fuck is going on over there?
I'm playing 2K. I decided to do a little pack poll, just while I'm on stream. And I got 2 90 pluses right now, and I think one of them might be a 99 or even 100.
Okay. The Sky's next game after that is Tuesday against the Mercury.
Yeah, I think their first win may end up being coming on Thursday against the Dallas Wings.
Yeah, that probably will be their first one because
that's probably going to be their first one because they got a tough road to hoe.
Yeah, they do. They definitely do, and unfortunately, this is the start of the test for the season for them. And right now, it's not looking good.
They're standing on the barrel of an F.
Yeah.
If this is their first set of tests, they've already failed twice.
And unfortunately, I think they're going to end up taking a couple more of these before they finally end up figuring things out.
It's bad in Chicago right now.
It really is.
The Bulls basically keeled over in their playoff appearance.
It hurts. It hurts.
And now the Sky are keeling over in the opening part of the season.
Yeah, it sounds more and more like this whole dynamic of Chicago has been keeling over. I mean, look at what's been going on with their teams with the Cubs and the White Sox.
Oof. Well, we knew the White Sox weren't going to be worth a damn this year, so
yeah,
I'm not the least bit surprised.
Well, I mean,
if you are even surprised, why are you here?
I mean, the old saying is it could always be worse. You could be Colorado.
Okay. All right.
I'm just saying. I mean, Colorado has been drenched this season.
Yeah, they have.
You know what? Let's talk a little baseball when we get back here because we're 50 games into the season.
Yeah.
And we're starting to see the contenders and pretenders show up. So
might as well once we get back, we'll do a triple SU, otherwise known as the Snowman Seat Geek Scoreboard Update.
Sounds like a game plan to me, Vic. It's all yours when we get back in a deuce.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
The spirit of battle is a powerful force. It's a force that drives us, pushes us beyond our limits. It's a fire in our hearts that fuels our determination, our commitment, our strive for greatness. Every challenge faced, every obstacle overcome, it sharpens our skills and fortifies our resolve. This relentless pursuit of excellence makes the journey so exhilarating. And the victory, it makes the victory sweet.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze god.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do two circles, and that translates to I can beat up black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free and will even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
weather, driving can become downright dangerous.
What's your emergency, please?
Trust Battle Vision Storm, the revolutionary glare reduction glasses that turn your sight bright during bad weather at night or during the day. Watch your ordinary vision become extraordinary. Battle Vision Storm uses light optimizing lenses that block blue rays so you see clearly in heavy rain at night or blinding snow during the day. Heavy rain, snow, sleet, or fog can make it impossible to drive. Not with Battle Vision Storm. Get your Battle Vision Storm for only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, this may be your last chance to get your very own at this low price. There is a strict limit of 4 Battle Vision Storm per order while supplies last. Don't wait, order now.
Call 1-800-483-6319 or visit battlevisionstorm.com. So call 1-800-483-6319 now.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
So, as we hinted at, we have the Snowman SeatGeek scoreboard update brought to you by SeatGeek. To use code Snowman for $20 off your first purchase. Only at SeatGeek where fans can fan. Vic, bring me them scores, Bubba.
All right, let's go ahead and get through it. Since we already did hockey, we already did WNBA and the NBA. Let's go ahead and get into MLB. The Yankees beat the Rangers 1-0. The Blue Jays take down the Padres 7-6. The Phillies beat the Rockies 2-0. We'll talk about the Rockies later on. The Angels smack around the Athletics 10-5. The Brewers beat the Pirates 8-5. The Guardians blank the Tigers 7-0. The Nats take down the Braves 8-7. We'll talk about the Braves as well. And the Astros beat the Mariners 9-2. When in doubt, beat the Mariners.
Exactly.
The games for today go this way. At 12:35 p.m., the Orioles will be going to Beantown to take on the Boston Red Sox. The Brewers will be taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Cubs will go to Cincinnati to take on the Reds. The Giants will be going to the D.C. area, take on the Nationals. The Blue Jays will go all the way down to the Bay to take on the Rays. The Guardians will go into Motor City to take on the Tigers. As Dog said before, the second of the Orioles Red Sox will take place at 6:10 p.m. Also 6:10 p.m. you'll have the Dodgers taking on the Mets, and let's see what happens when Soto gets back on that diamond for his redemption, hopefully. The Braves will be hosting the Padres. The Sox, oh God, here we go, are hosting the Rangers at 6:40 tonight. At 7:10, Kansas City Royals will be going to the Twin City to take on the Minnesota Twins. The Mariners will look for revenge against the Astros at 7:10. At 7:15, the St. Louis Baseball Cardinals will take on the Arizona Diamondbacks. The Yankees will be in the Rockies, take on the Rockies. The Marlins will be taking on the Angels in Anaheim, California, and the Phillies will be in Oakland taking on the Athletics. That is the Snowman SeatGeek scoreboard update brought to you by SeatGeek. Use code Snowman for $20 on your first purchase. SeatGeek, where fans can fan.
And your starting matchups for these games, the 135 being the Orioles and Red Sox, it's Cade Povich versus Brian Bayo. Your Brewers-Pirates matchup is Freddie Peralta versus Paul Skeens. Skeens looking to have another bounce-back game after going a complete game in a loss. Cubs-Reds, it's Matthew Boyd versus Hunter Green. That one will be interesting to see how it turns out. Landon Roop for San Francisco will be countered by Washington's Mackenzie Gore. Blue Jays and Rays, it's Eric Lauer and Drew Rasmussen. Slade Cecchini and Jackson Jobe going for Cincinnati and Detroit, respectively. LA versus the Mets, it's Clayton Kershaw, who still doesn't have a record, but his ERA is through the roof, versus Griffin Canning. Maybe it'll be a little bit of home cooking that'll help Juan Soto get off this schneid he's in, but I highly doubt it.
Yeah.
The back half of the Orioles-Red Sox doubleheader, the Orioles have yet to announce their pitcher, but Boston's going to be throwing Lucas Giolito. San Diego and Atlanta, it's going to be Nick Pivetta versus Chris Sale. The Red Sox had both of those pitchers at one point collectively. And again, here we go watching them go against each other. Damn. It's Tyler Mayhill versus Sean Burke, Texas and Chicago. The Royals will be throwing Noah Cameron, who has a 1-1 record with an 0.71 ERA. Maybe they got to find a way to get a little bit of run support there in KC. The Twins will be countering with Pablo Lopez. Seattle and Houston is going to be Emerson Hancock versus Ryan Gusto. Zach Gallen will be going for the D-backs, while it's Miles McCullis going for St. Louis. Clark Schmidt for the Yankees. Rockies to be announced. Marlins and Angels, it's Sandy Alcantara and Yusei Kikuchi. Zach Wheeler will be throwing for Philadelphia, while we don't know who's going to be throwing in Sacramento for the Athletics.
Okay.
Now,
got people to shout out before we go on to our next topic. John Van Keef, one of the guys in the Fanatics feedback zone, he's been giving us some information. Mm-hmm.
He's been giving us a little bit of the business today.
And he even said Angel Reese, he likes Angel Reese, but she may need a better coaching staff and a shooting coach. I think a shooting coach would definitely help her.
Yes.
She needs someone who is good in the low post. If that's what you're going to put Angel Reese at, then she needs to be like a dynamo in the low post. She needs to be able to box out the other players.
Yeah, and that's going to be the biggest thing is for her, being able to box out and being able to actually have post moves, because she had them in LSU, but college game is a lot different. She was
much different.
House.
Yeah.
There weren't too many, centers and forwards that were her size. But now she's in the WNBA and she's running into people her size and bigger.
Right.
She's got to be able to expand her game more.
She's going to have to. And, of course, all the way from Norway, my man, Sick Diggy, talking about it could get a whole lot worse. We'll have to see decides to reelect Lori Unclefoot Lightfoot, which means if that ever were to happen, which we know good hell it won't, I will have to pull out the summoning, saying, ancient spirits of evil, transform this decayed form into Uncle Lorry, the ever-living. Shout out to my Thundercats fans who know that reference.
Oh, dear God. What's sad is I actually do know that reference.
Yeah, that particular reference has got me into a boatload of trouble with my man Wise.
Oh, I'm sure it has. I am sure.
Wait, what?
Wise El Jefe.
Wise El Jefe, yes, indeed. But let's go ahead and get into baseball.
Yeah, and what is going on in Colorado right now?
I have no idea.
8-42, 50
Wait,
games.
people live in Colorado?
Yeah, that's the biggest reason we see a smoke cloud out there.
Hey, shut up! I do it too, and I live in a state where it may or may not be legal.
There's the boss man. Finally, we're talking about what the hell's going wrong in Colorado for the Rockies right now.
Who cares? Next subject. I'm just kidding.
Next off to the worst 50-game start.
Yeah.
You know what?
1895.
It's a Colorado Rockies. Why are we
Listen. I actually was liking how the Athletics started their year.
Mm.
They're actually winning.
But then
and now they're back to the good old Athletics.
Thank you, Jordan. But then again, it's the Athletics. Hold on a second, folks.
I think one of the animals either wants out or something.
Okay,
that or caffeine.
Here's the question. Like, how do you get so bad that you basically have to go a century behind? No, almost 2 centuries behind. You have to go a century behind to figure out how bad you are.
I mean, what in the blue hell is going on out there? It's crazy.
I have no idea, and it's getting scarier every single time.
Yeah, it is. It truly is.
Grief.
It's sad.
Very.
There was a point where Colorado was actually one of the teams to beat out west.
Okay.
Yeah,
what the hell else did I miss?
We basically broke down everything else.
Helping my wife with a project.
God. We basically broke down everything else. We talked about the WNBA and how Angel Reese is still struggling.
0 for 8, man.
I saw.
Yeah,
I laughed,
what I saw.
We talked about how basically either Minnesota wins one at home or they're screwed.
Yeah.
If they don't win at home, this series is over on Memorial Day.
Yeah, that's what I said. If they don't win at home, if they don't take game 3 at least.
Push a button, Shane.
This series is over.
You know which button. If the Minnesota Timberwolves don't win game 3, this will happen.
Oh, you finally got me to get that. I got ya.
You're screwed. Yeah, you're totally screwed.
We're even.
Yeah, we also talked about how the Cats have basically been taking it to the Hurricanes.
I mean,
5-0.
Yeah.
Carolina won't score the rest of the series.
And just before you came in, I think it's hilarious. Just before you came in,
yes, sir.
Because Sick Diggy put an evil thought in my head.
Oh, I've read said evil thought. You belong in timeout for
that. I pulled out the chant.
I'm not.
I'm not either.
I'm not.
Actually, there's no Ryan McCarthy, so you won't hear dead.
Dead.
How do you put it, Big Dog? I'm a homer, but I ain't
stupid.
But I ain't stupid.
Okay. So I'll ask you this question, Snowman, because again, I said before, with each game that happens with Angel Reese like this, it's another indictment against her. It's another bad black mark against her career.
Yeah.
And I just said this. Is it still hate?
No.
Is it still hate?
Bishop, answer that question for me, will you please?
Gladly.
Hell no. To the no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no.
I think
John Paulo brings up a great point.
Mm-hmm.
I like Angel Reese also, but she needs better coaching and a shooting coach.
Yeah.
For her jump shot and her, what's the 2 words I'm looking for? The 2 cuss words, free throws.
Well, also her layups.
Yeah, and
if
Vic
she's
and I
going
were
to be a low post, yeah, go ahead, dog.
Vic and I were talking about this when she was in LSU. She had a low post game, but yet again, that was also against smaller players.
Exactly. She
Now
was a
she's
dynamo at LSU. Here's the difference, and a lot of us talked about this last night. If she had a coach in the WNBA like Kim Mulkey, she'd be a monster.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
Kim Mulkey forced her to be something Angel Reese is not right now. Accountable.
Ooh, yeah.
Think about it. Think about it. Think about it carefully. Kim Mulkey got the best out of Angel Reese because Angel Reese had to be accountable for her actions in relation to the team. That's why she gutted out a fantastic 17-point, 21 rebound performance against Iowa, even though Iowa was shooting lights out the entire game in that regional final in Tacoma. You get where I'm going now? That's one of the biggest things Angel Reese is missing. Accountability.
Now let's look at that. If it is accountability, who's taking that away from her?
She's taking it away from herself.
I disagree. I think
you always disagree.
Well, here's why. Here's why.
Yeah.
Ever since Angel Reese got drafted, she seems like she has been coddled by mainstream media.
You think?
Especially the likes of Cheryl Swoops and even Molly Kiram, like all of the mainstream media, they all flock to Angel Reese to try to you can't be so hard on her. She's still a girl. She's still learning.
Bullshit.
It's like if y'all would not be given this same type of comp launch to Caitlin Clark if she was struggling.
I'm willing to bet you any reporter that immediately flocked to Angel Reese without watching her play has no knowledge of what she's done. I'm willing to bet you that.
No, you're probably right.
I'm willing to bet you that.
It's
like George Carlin said. I bet you if they had still been calling it shell shock, some of those Vietnam veterans would have gotten the attention and the help they needed at the time.
And you're starting to wonder because with this game along what happened in Indiana, when is it going to be too late?
It's already too late until she proves me. This is my opinion and my opinion only. She's already peaked. And that happened in 2000.
You said that. You said that Monday.
And I will repeat it until I see different. I used to live in the state of Missouri. Show me.
Show me.
Show me. I'll say it again. I used to live in the state of Missouri, Angel Reese. Show me. Matter of fact, give me the take, please.
All right.
Oh,
Do this
boy.
take.
All right. Take it.
Floor is yours.
Now give me this goddamn camera.
Okay.
Dear Angel Reese, you haven't proven anything to me. Dear Angel Reese, you will not prove anything to me. I am a veteran of 40 years of watching basketball, men's and women's basketball. I think you've already peaked because you're not taking your game seriously. You're not taking your workout seriously. You're taking your fashionista status seriously. Give you that. But you're not taking the reason your bread's buttered seriously. And that would be basketball. Can't understand why, because you had an incredible performance in your final game at LSU. I mentioned it, 17 points, 21 rebounds. On a bad knee, no less. But you want to know why I believe you peaked already? You don't have a coach that's willing to get in your ass about your performances. You don't have a coach that's willing to get in your ass about getting better.
Do you think this coach is the one?
No. No. Because if this coach was the one, he'd have gotten in her ass about doing something after the first game of the season against Indiana, where, to echo Victor's point, after the first quarter, she was as lost as a deer in headlights. Now, I'm not saying that, and I know what some people are going to say, and I already know what's coming. You can say that about Caitlin Clark also. I absolutely do, and I absolutely did. Here's the difference. Caitlin Clark's game is more polished. Caitlin Clark wants to get better. Caitlin Clark wants to be the best. Now, she's got very stiff competition when it comes to the most valuable player this year. Asia Wilson, anybody? Nafisa Collier, anybody? Jonquel Jones? There is some competition. It's just unfortunate for you Angel Reese fans that Angel Reese is not one of them. And yet y'all still wanted us to believe that Angel Reese was the rookie of the year. Miss me with that bullshit.
I was about to say BS3. A little help here.
BGS.
BGS. Yeah.
Miss me. Look, I don't have everything all the way on yet. I will here in a moment. Miss me with that, will you please? Until Angel Reese decides to get it in her mind that she needs and must get better, she'll be as mediocre as LeBron James.
Whoa.
Even worse. Until she gets it in her mind that she must get better, she's going to be as mediocre as James Harden.
Ooh.
Oh, no. That's too far.
Oh, I haven't gone far enough.
Ooh.
I haven't gone far enough.
I was about to say, who are you going to bring up?
If she doesn't get it in her mind that she needs to get better at her craft,
don't tell me the name I'm thinking of right now.
She's going to be as mediocre as Shannon Sharp behind the microphone.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm dropping bombs today.
Okay. We have severely.
So we have hate.
Oh, this ain't hate.
We have beef.
You ain't heard.
We have beef.
Droid. As long as
we got beef.
As long as you've known me, Droid, you ain't heard hate yet.
We got beef.
It's like that one Playboy Cardi song. Who got beef with me?
Right.
I'm daring people to have beef with me about what I'm saying about Angel Reese. It's pretty simple. until she gets it in her mind that she needs to get better, until she gets it in her mind that her coach is trying to make her get better, which I doubt very seriously, then Angel Reese has already peaked.
Yeah, because I'm like
And
that.
it came
I'm
under the
sorry.
leadership of Kim Mulkey.
I'm sorry that coach that they have right now, he looks weak.
He sucks.
He looks weak.
He's 2 games in, and he is soft as my daughter's pillow.
Thank you. He looks soft.
He's as soft as Donna's pillow right now. When they won the championship in 2021, and thank you, Candace Parker, for that.
Mm-hmm.
When they won the championship in 2021, they were a defensive force. Now they're as solid as Swiss cheese. This defensive. Shut up. This defense of the Chicago Sky, from what I've seen so far under this new regime, is as solid as Swiss cheese and about as bad as and is about as holy as a sieve right now.
Mm-hmm. Again, the question of what exactly is going on. Is it a culture? And Troy brought up the culture.
I am answering your question. It's a culture thing. It's a jealousy thing.
But
Here's
what
what
you
I
gotta
mean.
be jealous for?
Do you really want me to go there?
Go there.
Oh hell. I think I may need to get the propane tank for this one.
Fire it up.
Go ahead.
Fire it up.
Ooh, damn.
Dear Angel Reese, why are you so jealous of Caitlin Clark? Because there was a player that threw you down in your head and you just got up and walked away. Yet, Caitlin Clark takes a foul, makes a basketball play, and you want to come after her like a gangster. That ain't gangster. That's weak.
Okay.
That's
that makes more
soft.
sense. That makes more sense.
That's soft.
So someone did the same thing that Caitlin did last time, but Angel didn't have that energy like she did. That does speak a bit.
Now,
That
do you
does speak
see why I
volumes.
say what I said?
That speaks volumes.
Now you understand why I say what I said? Angel Reese, you have talent. Never going to deny that. Never will deny that. But you're like LeBron James in this way, and it should be the most biggest indictment about you, and it should make you want to get better. You have a lot of talent. You're just a horrible basketball player.
Ooh.
Period. Until I see different. And remember, I call fever games.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I call fever games here on my channel. You played them 4 times. The only good game that I've seen you had against the Indiana Fever was the one where you, my dear, let them from 15 down to win the game in Chicago in front of nearly 10,000 people. That is the Angel Reese I want to see. A dog.
A fighter.
A fighter. A person who will not quit. I know you have it in you. But until you get the right people around you and tell the others to fuck off, you've peaked. You will never, ever, 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 and I do mean ever, be a competitive player in this league. Because simply put, and I'm going to make all the guys cringe when I say this, since you've come into the league, Angel Reese, you don't know how to compete. And it's permeating into your team culture. Now, get up. And by the way, that Snowman's take, what is yours?
I'm pretty sure her ass ain't burned like that since, she came back 6th grade with a whole report card full of F's.
Man, that's
how she's playing. That's how she's playing right now, like a report card full of F's.
Man, that's a Louisiana barbecue style burning.
Yeah. And it's like, again, And I'm gonna keep
by
asking
the
this
way,
every time something like
look.
this happens. I'm gonna ask: is this hate?
Nope.
Are y'all gonna call this hate too?
Of course. You know what? I'll save those for after the show. We're going to halftime, and when we come back, it's a potluck Friday, so we're going to talk a whole lot more stuff. Back in a minute.
This is Snowman in the morning.
During bad, SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
I think I finally found.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Mason.
Hey, Mason.
Got a new house. It's looking pretty cool so far.
A place that I call home.
I'm teaching Louise how to cook some lasagna.
It only takes a spark to make a fire start.
Thank you.
Study, please.
I think I finally found a place to make my own. A place that I call home. This place that I call home.
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual. And she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me, Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you, and we'll figure it out.
This planet has been great to me. It's given me gifts that I can't even explain. It's given me adventures and memories I'll never forget. And Battleborn, I think, has given me the opportunity to go beyond and give something back. How can I be a better custodian to this planet and to the place I live? That's where I am with Battleborn. Let's make the planet a better place.
Join Ryan McCarthy.
I became a Jets fan because Kurt the Frog was my favorite Muppet because he was green, and the Jets wore green. That's how I became a Jets fan.
And Dustin Henry.
ESPN is cashing all in on let's pay a few personalities and we'll just kind of fill in the gaps.
As they walk you through all of the world of sports from their perspective.
The Albany Empire, it's a literal circus.
No credentials required. Where, Ryan, say the tag.
Where you don't need a press pass to talk sports.
Every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. On YouTube and where you can find all podcasts. Hey, Eagles fan. Join my man Cool McCain and a host of others as they break down every single game, every single week in an objective manner, and also from a fan's perspective as well. Remember, this cast feels just like you. Nobody likes you. And you don't care. Fly, Eagles, fly. Eagles Elite Podcast. Every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and other podcast outlets.
Mister? How do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
It's Manning. And there's my wife's breakdown. Yes, I do. And there's my wife's breakdown.
That works.
I just gave her an impossible choice: Peyton Manning or Patrick Mahomes.
Ooh, that is an impossible choice.
That's rough.
And I got one better than that.
Okay.
Peyton Manning or Joe Montana.
Ooh, I'd still go Montana.
Montana.
I heard that.
I heard that too.
No, I'm not.
You're wrong. Rule 2: everything is your fault.
Yes, rule 2 of the household. Everything. I'm always wrong. The exact letter of the law is, I have the penis, therefore it's always my fault.
Yep.
That's the exact rule.
Pretty much.
Hour 2, Snowman in the morning on this fabulous, fantastic football Friday edition. Glad to have y'all here. Sick Diggy says, Peyton Manning or Eli Manning? Both.
Yeah.
They each have 2 Super Bowls, and they've both beaten Tom Brady. So I'm good.
Don't fucking remind me.
I realize that's a sore topic.
Peyton has beaten Brady twice in the AFC Championship. Eli has beaten Brady twice in the Super Bowl.
Don't remind me.
And the first one, thank you, New York Giants, for Super Bowl 42, not only netted me 2 free meals that night, it also netted me $1,000.
It also cost us a perfect season.
Yes.
Hey, y'all choking in the Super Bowl gave me $1,000. Okay?
Like that's what's making you feel better.
I have a funny story for you. I bet against the Patriots every game that season. And the more they won, the more pissed off I got.
Mm-hmm.
And I kept saying to myself, somebody's going to get him. You know who I really put all my hope in? San Diego. But it was in Foxborough. It was in the snow. And Tom Brady still won. And I was driving home from Chicago. And I screamed. I rolled down I know it was cold, but I rolled down the window and screamed out loud, Eli Manning will beat Tom Brady. Which later on prompted 800 arguments.
800 arguments.
Sounds about right.
801. I won. And I watched the game at Hooters in, where was I? Schererville, Indiana. And when I went in that night, I had a big eating grin on my face. And one of the managers came up to me and said, "Who are you picking?" I'm picking the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
He looked at me like I lost my mind. Don't you know the Patriots have a chance to make history? They won't. So he yanked me aside and he says, "All right, we're going to put money on this."
Oh, no.
I said, "Okay. Name your game. Who wins and what's the spread?" I said, "Giants by 3. And he decided to give me a 3-leg parlay. And he says, "Who's the MVP?" "Eli Manning." His exact response to me, BGS, thank you for this, was,
"Now that's some bullshit."
So he reaches into his pocket and pulls out 5 $100 bills. And he said, "I'll give you all of these if you hit even one of these." I said, "If I hit them all, I get double that." He said, "You're on." So when Manning hit Plaxico Burress with the game winner,
mm-hmm.
and the final horn sounded, and I was celebrating, I walked right up to the manager, and he's got a Cheshire Cat grin on his face, and he goes, "How did you know?"
You're like, "Yes."
Exactly. And he also made me another sweet deal. He says, "Look, the next 2 times you come in, your meal's on the house. You're on." Until he retired, he wound up being one of my best friends. Sick Diggy gave me an impossible choice: Joe Montana or Steve Young. Not fair.
Ooh.
Not fair. because I love both of them.
Ooh.
Y'all know I love both.
That's
Joe
a
Montana
tough
and
one.
Steve Young.
That's a tough one.
I am not picking-
If I understand correctly, it took you some time to warm up to Steve Young.
It did. It did.
See,
Matter of
I
fact,
came in around the tail end of
play. I can show you a play where I finally, and I mean finally, warmed up to. Well, actually, I had already warmed up to Steve Young, but actually, you know what? I can put it. Let me put it over here. By the way, WNBA basketball tonight and tomorrow. Tomorrow's a doubleheader featuring the reigning Rookie of the Year and Caitlin Clark at 1 when she faces the world champion New York Liberty. And at 3, potential Rookie of the Year Paige Beckers gets the call in Atlanta as the Dallas Wings will take on the Atlanta Dream. I'll have both of those games, and we'll start the party at high noon with a special hour-long pregame show. And I might get a certain redhead to join me.
Oh, that's gonna be good.
Hell, I might wake these two clowns up to join me. We'll see. We will see. Y'all want to know how great Steve Young is? Well, most of us already know, but you really want to know how great he is? Take a look at this play from 1993.
Wayne Gordon into linebacker now for Atlanta. Young trying to find a man, getting some pressure now. Tim Green turns him back.
This is vintage Steve Young. Oh, he caught his own ball, tried to score. Unbelievable.
What the hell was that?
That's some playground. That's a playground football type shit right there.
Man, that's some backyard bullshit.
Yes,
but it's Steve Young.
It is, Steve
and it
Young.
worked.
It is Steve Young.
1993 week 3 is where that highlight came from, courtesy of CBS. Tim Ryan on the call for CBS at the time. I have no words to explain that.
No.
I have
The
no
man
words.
Houdini's
I have
out of
no
3
words.
different sacks, throws it towards the end zone, it bounces off a defender. He ends up catching it and still ends up getting a first down.
Scott Case deflected.
And then like this, he was what 3 steps away from that being for 6.
Yeah.
What if he caught his own touchdown pass?
I've seen it done. Okay. I've seen it done.
Steve Young to Steve Young. Wait, what the fuck?
I came in towards the tail end of Montana's reign, and that was like right in the beginning of Young's reign.
Mm-hmm.
All the while, one of my faves, Troy Aikman.
was getting his act together.
Yes.
Yep.
But it's like, man, when you see Young doing what he does, and then you saw Montana, it's like, damn.
You just look and go, what?
And
while we're pulling out classics. While we are pulling out classics.
Oh Lord.
I got one that's gonna make dogs smile.
How?
Okay.
How, you ask?
Oh shit.
I'm waiting for it to load here. I got a baseball classic for you. But before that, and while this loads, I have a trivia question.
Okay.
And to anyone who gets this trivia question correct, you'll get a special gift from Snowman in the Morning and from Snowman Multimedia. Here's the question. Name the only team in Major League Baseball history to roll not 1, but 2 triple plays in the same game. Only been done once.
I have no idea, but someone coming in all the way from Florida is the man.
Pizzle.
A Pizzle.
Fins up,
baby.
Fins up, baby. Pizzle's here with us. He's going to be one of our he's going to be one of our favorite pickers this year.
Yep.
I know it.
The way I see it right now, of course, we'll have Mike debate.
Mm-hmm.
We know we're all going to do it.
We got Deb coming in.
Deb comes in.
Yep, the lovely Deb Wickus and A Pizzle.
Can you imagine that kind of full house?
Oh my god!
I ain't gonna have
Every
any
Friday.
damn control of this segment.
Nope, because after like
bonus,
Mhm.
Beats will be in too.
Okay.
Yeah, I ain't gonna have no damn control.
After look, because it's gonna be like right after like the third game, you hear something. Hell no!
No, dude, that's gonna be the first
That was
game.
the Patriots.
That's
That
gonna
was
be
the
the first
Patriots and the
week.
Jets.
Yes.
Man, that's gonna be the first week.
Oh.
Come on.
We got a winner.
Oh, we got a
We
winner.
got a winner. I'll repeat the question. Who's the only team to roll 2 triple plays in the same game? A Pizzle gets the prize because it's the Minnesota Twins. July
Nice.
17th, 1990.
Nice.
The team that got victimized, the Boston Red Sox.
Oh,
You had to bring that up.
July 17th, 1990. Oh, here's the kicker. Here's the kicker about that game. The Red Sox won that game 1-0.
Wow.
They got one in the first, and it stood up.
That's all they needed.
Turned into a pitcher's duel after that.
It was. I don't know how the hell the Red Sox made that stand up. Here's the bad part. In the 8th inning, the Red Sox get 2 on and nobody out. John Candelaria was the pitcher at the time. And my wife's just giving me the head shake of, how do you know all this shit? I said, I don't know.
Right.
The runners took off.
The
And they
runners
hit a
took
bounce
off.
into a triple play.
Oops.
The runners took off.
Yep.
Oops.
And mind you, this game happened in Fenway.
Yes. Yes. Red Sox won that. As I said, Red Sox won that game 1-0. As a matter of fact, I believe
That's crazy.
I have that clip. I actually do. This is courtesy of Neeson.
Mm-hmm.
And the first pitcher from Minnesota was the starter that night in the form of future World Series pitcher Scott Erickson.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe it went a little something like this.
Third base. 1 there, 2 there, and a triple play.
Yeah.
The Twins have just rolled off a triple play on a perfect ball for Gaetti to do. They go, and Gaetti has 1. They got 2, and they've got another triple play.
Wow.
Me, Gerald. And Mr. Morgan.
And thing is, a lot of things have to go right to get a triple play.
And the bad part, and the crazy part is, let me get the set back together here. And the crazy part is, the same fielders executed the triple play.
Mm-hmm.
Gary Gaetti, Al Newman, Kent Herbeck.
I believe that was Sean McDonough on the call.
Yeah.
And that game, the Red Sox ended up winning 1-0. Tom Bolton got the win. 8 innings pitched, 5 hits, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts. Jeff Reardon with the save. Erickson went 6 with 4 hits, 1 run, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. Candelaria came in to pitch the final 2 innings.
John Candelaria, former Pirate, by the way. I have a present. Like I said, I got a present for Shane.
Okay.
Because there's a moment here in different feeds that will make him smile.
Malone looking for his first hit of the year. He drives one deep left field. Back goes Upton. Back near the wall. It's out of here. Bartolo has
Big
done
Sexy's
it.
first tater.
The impossible has happened. The team vacates the
This is the Mets
dugout
television
as
feed with
Bartolo
Gary
takes
Cohen,
the long
Ron
shot.
Darling, and Keith
His
Hernandez.
first career home run. And there will be nobody in the dugout to greet him. This is one of the great moments in the history of baseball. Bartolo Colon has gone deep.
I want to say that was one of the longest home run trots I've ever seen, but I think that's how fast he runs.
And now they'll flood up the tunnel and give him his just due. His 226th career at bat. You knew a If he ever made contact in just the right way, he was strong enough to do it. And now Bartolo has brought down the house.
Lewicki at second, 2 out, 2-0 New York in the second. The 1-1 swing and a drive to deep left field. It's got a chance. Upton going back. It's going to go. Home run, Bartolo Colon. Repeating, home run, Bartolo Colon. 7-line Army in right field might tear this ballpark down. Colon carried his bat with him until he was about 10 feet from first base. He's taking the slowest home run trot you've ever seen. He is approaching home plate. He touches home plate with his first major league home run. And they are going to give him a silent treatment in the dugout. They have vacated. The Mets have left the building. Bartolo Colon is the loneliest man in San Diego as he reaches the Mets dugout, and there's nobody there to greet him. And now here they come up the dugout steps.
Yep,
wow.
He turns around. It says Drupal Cabrera, the first to give him a bear hug. And now Flores, it's everything but champagne on his head right now.
MLB Advanced Properties with the courtesy New York Mets.
I got to tell the story because Bartolo Colon remind me of this one kid that we had at Ho Chunk. Kid's name was Jack Gregas. He was part of the Pittsburgh Bombers.
I remember him.
Very, very soft-spoken kid.
Yeah.
Very soft-spoken, but you knew he had the power.
Mm-hmm.
But he never really got a chance to like get a hold of one. It was always something that was like he could just kind of lift into the field. And I think it was his grandfather called him the Hammer.
Yes.
And so he always says, lay the hammer down every time, right?
Yeah.
Now, it's me and one of the other kids, Max Quinones. We're sitting there chatting while the game is going.
Mad Max.
And we're sitting here just kind of chatting. And old man said, lay the hammer down. And on a 0-1 pitch.
Kablooey.
All you heard was both me and Matt say, oh, shit. There was no doubt. This ball was
pitch.
gone.
Kablooey. He went kablooey.
That's what you call a perfect.
It was a perfect swing. I was like, oh, shit. It's gone. It was well gone. It cleared the fence, and it probably went like another
mile.
Yeah,
it was a mile. It went another mile.
I was like, yeah, that's it.
We all can walk off now.
we all can go because that ball there was no chance the ball was coming back.
I had a game. I had a game at Ho Chunk where it was 7-1. They were in the bottom of the 5th inning, and we're all praying for a short game because the crew that I had, we were all hungry.
Yeah,
and if they get to 11, that's a walk-off.
Yeah,
and it gives us an hour
to kind of chill,
an hour to chill and catch up and everything. The smallest kid in the lineup. The smallest kid in the lineup comes up to the plate, and his coach, who happened to be his dad, said, all right, let's do this. Hang tight a minute.
Nuh-uh. You don't know what you're talking about again.
Oh, for God's sake.
Babbling on, aren't you? You just telling stories and don't know what you're talking about.
I got nothing.
The legendary Dr. K, as Victor would
I got
say.
nothing.
Yep.
This is how much fun we have, though. But smallest kid in the lineup comes up to the plate. First pitch, fastball right down the middle for a strike. Next one, swing and a miss. And we're thinking, okay, it's going to come to the next. It's going to come to the next hitter. The next pitch, blowy.
Yep.
And the first thing I said on the microphone was, and that one is hit a mile.
Yep.
He trots the bases. He gets mobbed at the plate.
Yep.
Bless his heart. He gets mobbed at the plate. And The ump walked by me and said exactly what Shane said just a moment ago. I got nothing.
I got nothing.
I went to eat.
The kid just goes flat out Jose Altuve on everybody.
Yep.
Or,
see you later.
Thank you. Thanks for the remembrance of Robert Ford. Or, speaking of perfect, or something like this.
Alvarado's 2-1. And Alvarez belts it deep to center. It sends back Fearley. Still going back
Nope.
at the wall. See you later. See you later. A 3-run home run for Yordan Alvarez. And the Astros go up 3-1. What a shot.
Bombs away for Yordan once again. And it's madness in our house again.
That big man has one of the sweetest swings in the majors.
Air Jordan dropping nukes.
Air Jordan. One more break, and when we come back, we're just going to pal around on this Football Friday because we got some football stories to share.
Okay.
And with 30 years in broadcasting, 17 of the years of those spent with Victor, we're going to lead off with what a game that nearly became a rain out.
Oh, yeah.
This.
This is Snowman in the morning.
During bad, SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
I think I finally found.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Mason.
Hey, Mason.
Got a new house. It's looking pretty cool so far.
A place that I call home.
I'm teaching Louise how to cook some lasagna.
It only takes a spark to make a fire start.
Thank you.
Study, please.
I think I finally found a place to make my own. A place that I call home. This place that I call home.
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual. And she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me, Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you, and we'll figure it out.
This planet has been great to me. It's given me gifts that I can't even explain. It's given me adventures and memories I'll never forget. And Battleborn, I think, has given me the opportunity to go beyond and give something back. How can I be a better custodian to this planet and the place I live? That's where I am with Battleborn. Let's make the planet a better place.
Join Ryan McCarthy.
I became a Jets fan because Kurt the Frog was my favorite Muppet because he was green, and the Jets wore green. That's how I became a Jets fan.
And Dustin Henry.
ESPN is cashing all in on let's pay a few personalities and we'll just kind of fill in the gaps.
As they walk you through all of the world of sports from their perspective.
The Albany Empire, it's a literal circus.
No credentials required. Where, Ryan, say the tag.
Where you don't need a press pass to talk sports.
Every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. On YouTube and where you can find all podcasts. Hey, Eagles fan. Join my man Cool McCain and a host of others as they break down every single game, every single week in an objective manner, and also from a fan's perspective as well. Remember, this cast feels just like you. Nobody likes you. And you don't care. Fly, Eagles, fly. Eagles Elite Podcast. Every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and other podcast outlets.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Hey, gentlemen, don't you know it's grilling season? And old Snowman's got something for you. And you can help raise money for pancreatic cancer as well. Go to Facebook.com and search Snowman's Pampered Chef Party for recipes, products, and more. That's Snowman's Pampered Chef Party, raising money for pancreatic cancer. Okay. This is a football Friday.
Yeah.
And the best game of the season is going to be in week 16.
Okay. Because Niners and Colts.
Yes. And there will be 200 points scored, and it won't require overtime.
Right. Gonna turn into a Madden fest.
Right.
Man, I wish.
No, I mean, realistically, I could see both teams at least hitting 40.
I can see that too. It'll be one of those 41-38 kind of games.
Yeah.
Or what the oddly enough Bengals and Browns did one year, like 58-48 or something like that.
Right.
Right.
Now, since we're talking football, let's play a little over under, shall we?
Okay.
We got about 17 minutes. Why not?
Over under 6. Subject: number of games before Shedeur Sanders sees the field.
Under.
Yeah, I'll go under.
I'm going 4.
I'm going 3.
I'm going over.
Okay.
And I have a 2-word reason why. And this is pot pie that my wife brought me for lunch.
Why?
Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah. I don't see it.
I'm trying to be devil's advocate, but I can't see it either.
The only reason I don't see Shedeur Sanders going on the field is if they end up starting Joe Flacco. I'm just saying.
You asshole.
That would be the most embarrassing thing in the world if they say we're going to start Joe Flacco over Shedeur Sanders. That's gonna be the ultimate nail in that coffin.
If they start Joe Flacco over Shedeur Sanders,
well, they're
Browns
going
fans will turn into bronsexuals in 2 minutes.
Who?
Oh God!
Wait, who will turn to bronsexuals?
Browns fans.
Browns fans. Okay, yeah.
And you know that to be true.
Yeah.
Browns fans will turn into bronsexuals in 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm. That's
All
true.
right. Let's play over under this way. 1,000 yards. 1,000 rushing yards. The subject, Christian McCaffrey.
Over.
Over.
Going over. Play along with us in the chat, folks.
As long as he stays healthy, I see him going for 2.
Yeah, I think he'll go.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that potential.
At the very least, it'll be 1,200.
All right, let's stay in Santa Clara. Over, under. Over, under 4,000 yards. The subject, Brock Purdy.
Ooh.
Same answer. Over if he stays healthy.
Yeah, if he stays healthy all the way through.
I'm going under, and I'll tell you why. Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because they'll probably run the ball more.
Come on. The 49ers are built to run the ball.
Actually,
built
I'll
for it.
Even. I'll say right at it.
I'm going to say it's going to be barely over.
Because McCaffrey's MVP year 2 years ago, where he should have been MVP, and I still stand on that mountain.
Mm-hmm.
McCaffrey got 1,200 yards, and Purdy still threw for 4,000 yards. Jeez.
And also, CMC is one of the best catching running backs out there.
Yeah, and they got him the ball a lot. Here you go. Here's an over-under. Let's stay in Santa Clara. 1,000 yards receiving. Jawan Jennings.
Under.
I'm going over.
Brock's going to spread the ball out.
I know that.
What is the subject?
What if Jawan Jennings, Brandon Ayuk, and George the Animal Kittle got 1,000 yards receiving?
Oh, God.
That would be disturbing.
Yes, it would. Just pack it in. Pack it in.
You know what? How about this? 1,000 for Christian McCaffrey this year. Yay or nay?
I'm going to go yay.
I can see it.
I can see it. I can see it. I can see it.
I'll go yay.
I can see McCaffrey becoming the only player with 2,000 seasons. But you got to stay healthy. Christian, you got to stay healthy for this one to pay off.
Mm-hmm.
But I can see it. I can totally see it. Oh. All right. Over under.
Oh, God.
Over under. The number is 60. Number of sacks Jets allow this season.
Oh.
Over.
I'm sorry.
Over. Sorry, Mr. McCarthy.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but the sack exchange ain't going to save them. They're going to get wrecked.
Okay. Over under. 10. Number of sacks Caleb Williams suffers in the season.
Over.
Well over.
He's going to get sacked 60 times.
He's going to get sacked 10 times in one game. I'm seeing it now.
Oh, my God.
And it'll happen multiple times.
Yes.
Oh, my God. That would be terrible.
Packers will get him 10 times twice.
Mm-hmm.
The Vikings will get him 10 times twice. Aiden Hutchinson will get him 10 times twice. And Nick Bosa will get him 10 times twice. Once.
Once.
Okay.
Oof. There. How's that for an answer?
Okay.
Over under.
Okay.
7.
Okay.
Wins Mike Vrabel gets this season as the head coach of the Patriots.
Under. He ain't getting none.
Hey.
I'll go over. He'll get 8.
I'll go under. He'll be 7-8-2.
2 ties, really? That's wrong.
And you know, and here's how I make Shane laugh and piss him off at the same time. Both of those ties will come against the Jets.
That's mean.
Shut up, bitch.
I deserve that one. I totally deserve that. I totally deserve that one. Okay. Over under 12 wins for the 49ers.
I'll go over. I think you guys might hit 14.
I'm going over, but I'm saying 13-3.
Yeah, I'm saying 13 also. I'm saying 13 and 4.
I think you got to win. I think you guys might eke out a win that you don't expect.
True. The Niners have been known to do that for many, many years. 13, I think, is the ceiling for San Francisco, but these are my 49ers. I've been proven wrong before. Thank you, Steve Young. Okay. Over under 65.
65.
Victor's gonna hit me for this one. Times Dak Prescott gets sacked.
How many times?
65.
I'm going under.
I'm going under. It probably ended up being 33.
I'm going under, but I'd say 60.
I hope not, because holy crap.
I hope not too, man.
Let's see. Over under.
Yes.
4. Number of wins for Geno Smith.
Under. Under, God damn it. Over under 6.
Okay.
Number of wins for Sam Darnold in Seattle.
Under.
Under. I'm going under.
5. He'll get 5.
3.
3. 3.
Okay, what's this for?
I said over under. What was it? 4. Number of wins by Geno Smith. Snowman said under.
Yeah, I'm going under.
So now it is over under. The number is 6. The subject, number of wins by Sam Darnold with the Seahawks.
Under. He's going to get
Here's
shelled
one
in the first 5 games.
Here's one for the Midwest Committee of Bear Idiocy.
Oh, no.
Since they're talking about they're going to be champions of the North, which is bullshit. Over under 7. Number of wins for the Chicago Bears this year.
Under.
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 They'll be lucky to see
win
4.
Actually,
if they win 3, I'll be
surprised. Hold on. Let me take a look real quick.
Yeah, let's have some fun.
Let me take a look at the
Let's
Bears.
look at the Bears schedule. Everybody pull up the Bears schedule. And yes, listen, I told y'all this is a potluck Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And let me thank Vikala and the dog for keeping the show, keeping up with the show while I was helping my wife.
No problem. Okay, so they're going to start off the preseason with 3 L's.
Oh, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. 25 seconds. Here it is.
Oh,
all right.
God. Oh,
let's all look at the Chicago Bears schedule.
The Bears preseason is 3 L's.
They're trying to build off of beating the Green Bay Packers in the final game of the year, and it didn't mean a damn thing.
This is like a teacher making fun of the worst student in the class. Kids,
okay,
let's make fun of this one because they're from Chicago.
Dolphins, Bills, Kansas City in the preseason are all going to be now. This is a messed up schedule.
Yeah,
jobs,
Minnesota. Week 2 at Detroit. Week 3, Cowboys. Forfeit. Both teams.
You know what? Wouldn't hurt.
Forfeit because no one wants to see that shit.
Wouldn't
and it's
hurt.
a 425. Wait a minute.
It's a
425 game.
It wouldn't hurt.
What the hell with that,
425 game. Listen, I think this is where both teams petition the NFL and say, you know what? We don't feel like playing. Give us both L. Give us both one of these.
And we don't take L's. We'll take a tie. We'll take a tie.
Salute to AB Media tuning us in from Indianapolis, Indiana.
Yeah,
why do I say give both teams L's? Because it's the Bears and it's the Cowboys.
We ain't taking no damn L's. We'll take a tie.
You're taking an L.
Both we take an L, it's going to be earned.
Because nobody will watch it.
I have no choice.
Week 4.
I have no choice but to watch that game.
Just a minute. Week 4 at Las Vegas.
Who cares?
Why? Brock Bowers.
I wasn't that's gonna be their first win. I wasn't that's gonna be their first win, but
nope.
Nah.
Nope. Week 5, they get to lick their wounds. Week 6, they go to the Redskins. Week 7, the Saints. Toss up. Week 8, Derrick Henry gets 650.
No, he'll go
9. Gets 650.
He'll go 700.
Week 9, Joe Burrow gets 500. Week 10, Jackson Dart gets 600. Week 11, where'd he go? What? What?
Oh,
Jackson Dart?
Yeah.
Jackson Dart gets 600.
Yeah, right.
Week 11, at Minnesota. Week 12, and I'm going to borrow something from A. Pizzle. Week 12 against the Steelers is our...
Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no, no, no.
Game of the week.
I'm gonna say
Matter of fact,
this is gonna be their first win. This will be their first win or second win.
You know what I think about that game?
You did it again.
It might
you
be
did
their
it again
first
to
win.
me. You did it again to me.
Had it right there. Had it right there.
I had it right here, and you did it again. Twice in a week.
Then
Twice
they take on Black Friday.
Then the ultimate troll job.
Mm-hmm.
Black Friday against the world champion Philadelphia Eagles. Week 13, Green Bay. Now I'm going to make the boys really laugh. Week 14, Deshaun Watson gets his first start of the year.
Oh my God.
The hell you wanted that one?
And that's a tie.
That's a tie.
0-0.
Week 15, they host Green Bay. Week 16, they host Green Bay. Week 17, they go to Santa Clara. You know what's going on.
They're going to forfeit that game. They're going to forfeit the game. They're like, no, we ain't coming. We ain't coming.
Then we'll take the game and your money. Because if you try to forfeit a game, you go play it anyway. You allow Nick Bosa to sack. Look, Caleb Williams, you allow Nick Bosa and Fred Warner to sack you 5 times apiece.
They be like, nope, we ain't
in
coming.
2 quarters.
In 2 quarters.
Rip.
I'm just talking a lot of stuff, folks. We're having fun with this. All right. And week 18, the Lions. So in the immortal words of one chiseled Adonis, for most of the season, the Bears are going to take out their Metro cards and climb aboard the L train.
You lose.
I love chiseled Adonis just for that alone.
Yeah.
I love chiseled Adonis for that alone.
You lose. Failure.
Finished off.
That's great. You need to record that for me, dog.
Finished off. I'll have something for you by next week.
Please do.
Yes, sir.
All right. Why don't we take a look at the Patriots real quick?
Oh, fucking hell.
Here we go.
Why don't we take a look at the Patriots? And this time, I'm going to do this one solo, probably because I'm feeling greedy and I want to make Shane laugh.
Oh, hell.
And it's my way of saying thank you for covering for me for the first half of the show. All right, here we go. Patriots schedule. Week 1, the Raiders.
Stop the cap.
Oh, we got that.
Give me this bitch.
Stop the cap.
Week 2, the Dolphins.
They should have that one. They should have that one.
Yeah.
Dolphins -6, Patriots -3. There you go.
Come on.
I don't know how that's going to happen.
Ouch.
Ow.
Damn. It's like, what? How?
Field goal gets taken off the board by 2 penalties, and
2 field goals to get taken
And
off
3
the board.
penalties.
Wait. 2 field goals get taken off the board by 3 penalties. 2 of them against Tua.
Lord mercy.
Flag against the false start. Tua Tagovailoa. Offense.
Pizzle's still in here scratching his head like, what the fuck is going on here?
Right.
You know what? I expect Pizzle after a couple of these games to come on and go, well, that game fucking sucked.
Yep.
Yes. There it is right there. There it is.
I'm having fun, Pizzle. I'm having fun. Week 3, they get the Steelers.
That's a win.
Who cares? Week
Yeah, that's gonna be a
4,
win.
they get the Panthers. Don't give
That's
a
a
shit.
win.
That's another win.
Week 5, Josh Allen and the Bills.
We get 3.
The Bills get 300 yards in the first quarter.
We get 3 deep through the table.
Yep.
Week 6, Nowlands.
We should have that
Who's
one.
their quarterback anyway? Week 7, Cam Ward gets his first win.
Oh, come off it.
Week 8, the Cleveland Browns still don't know what they're doing. Week 9, Hot Atlanta. Negative tie, both teams. Week 10, Baker Mayfield and I won't say it the way I want to say it.
The Bucks.
Then you get the Jets. We'll move on.
Yes.
And then the Bengals, and then the Giants. You get a bye to finally collect yourself. And just as you're collecting yourself, you see Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills.
We get 3 deep through the table again.
You get 3D through 2 tables.
Yeah, probably.
Because I think that week 15, is that in Buffalo or is
that's in New England?
That's in New England. Okay, so the dark one's in New England. Okay. Week 16, Derrick Henry gets 1,000 in one game.
In one game.
Ouch.
Week 17.
Move on.
Oh, God.
We're in New York.
Week 17, the Jets clinch a playoff spot at the expense of the Patriots. I don't expect that to happen, but it's nice to think about. And then the flex week is against the Dolphins. Both teams take a L because both will be out of playoff contention.
Ouch.
Yeah.
One more before we get out of here, and that's a look at my beloved 49ers. Matter of fact, we'll do. Oh, let's keep going. We're going to go to overtime looking at these schedules, and that's how we're going to close out today. Pats sweep the Jets and split with the Finns and Bills. How about the Finns sweep the Patriots and the Bills sweep the Patriots?
Ow.
I expect nothing from Mike Vrabel this year. Now, now, wait a minute. Now, of course, me having said that, the Patriots are going to totally prove me wrong because they do have a legend as their coach. And at least, to borrow Shane's words, it ain't 38-day-old Mayo.
Fair enough.
All right, preseason for the 49ers. We see Denver. Well, these are warm-up games. Denver, the Raiders, and the Chargers. They're all West Coast warm-up games.
Yeah, this case. The Broncos, the Raiders, and the Chargers. The only game I see you having any type of difficulty with would be the Chargers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's our dress rehearsal.
Other than that, Bo Nix, we Mo picks, and the Raiders are the Raiders.
Week 1. We go here. Give me this. Give me this button up here. I'm looking for. Okay, I found it.
You're beating the Hawks.
Hold on, I gotta find the sound associated with it, and I found it. Week 1, Seattle. Week 2, New Orleans. Week 3, Call of Booty. Week 4, Jacksonville. Week 5. Fuck. We got to go to the Rams.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one. That'll be a tough one.
It'll be out. Man, the two we're going to have against the Rams are going to be Donniebrooks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even playing with that. Week 6, we go to Tampon Bay. Week 7, we host Atlanta. Week 8, we get another Donnybrook. The Strouds in Texas. I think the Niners go down because CJ Stroud ain't nothing to play with.
Right.
I would love to say the Niners will have a perfect season, but I know for a fact that ain't going to be the case.
Right.
Week 9, we beat up Jackson Dart. Week 10, the Rams may sneak one out of Santa Clara again because the Rams have this propensity of beating the 49ers at home when the Niners are having a great season. 1989, anyone? Week 11, we see Call of Booty in Arizona. All right, week 12, Carolina.
Mm-hmm. That's too easy. Then you have the Browns. Listen to this. This is 3-game stretch. Listen to 3-game stretch. Panthers, Browns,
and then a bye.
Titans.
3 out of 4 weeks. We get,
and you have the Titans after that. After the bye.
We get the Panthers, we get the Browns, we get a bye, and we get the Titans.
And the 22nd.
Week 16,
the Colts
is the Super Bowl preview. I'll leave it at that.
Ooh.
17, we get the Brrs. And week 18, the flex week, we host Seattle to close the season.
That's I say make the ball.
Yep.
All right, Victor, close us out. Oh, wait a minute. I have a little extra business to take care of.
Harold?
You know I cover 2 teams.
Oh, Indy.
Yeah. So, and if I didn't predict what the Colts will do, there's a pretty lady behind me that will charge out after me. And the Colts are looking to build off their regular season finale where they beat Jacksonville in overtime, 26-23. And I think that game, I was so sick, I was snoring.
All right. Well, preseason goes this way. Ravens, then they host the Packers, and then they go to Cincinnati to take on them Bengals.
We beat them last year in the preseason. Here we go. Week 1. And we might be making a trip to Indy because I expect A Pizzle to be up here as we face the Dolphins. That'll be a struggle, but I think we'll pull it out. Week 2, we see Bo Picks and the Broncos. Bo Picks gets $299. Daniel Jones gets $300. And we'll pull that one out. Week 3, we go beat up Cam Ward. Week 4, we get those damn Rams. I might drag Playmaker in. If he's not working, I might drag Playmaker into the booth with me on that one. Week 5, they beat up check that. Week 5, they beat up the Raiders. Then they beat up Arizona. And we got to go back to Los Angeles to face the Chargers. Justin Herbert's going to hang 500 on us. Week 8, Cam Ward comes to Indy. Cam Ward gets buried.
Oops.
And A Pizzle, I believe so because Daniel Jones, A, is out of New York, and B, I believe he's going to be in a better system because he is the prototypical pocket quarterback that Anthony Richardson will never be. Week 9. Everybody going to join me in the booth for this one. Why, you ask? Because the Indianapolis Colts get to beat up the Pittsburgh.
Oh, I'm going to laugh.
Right.
Then week 10. Fuck.
Wake up call at 9 o'clock.
Wake up call at 6:30 for me because I have a 2-hour prep window.
The Falcons
in London.
No, that's Germany.
Oh, is it?
Berlin, Germany.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's in
it is
Berlin.
Berlin.
Thought it was at Wembley.
Olympic
Nope,
Stadium.
it's in Berlin.
Olympic Stadium. Now, here's the ultimate troll job.
Okay.
Victor was talking about the ultimate troll job and things like that. No.
Mm-hmm.
You know the Colts have to go see in week 12? The goddamn Chiefs.
Chiefs, yeah.
Rip.
Week 13, we beat up the Strouds. Week 14, we beat up Trevor Lawrence. And we identified Travis Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
Week 15, they go to Seattle and beat up Sam Darnold.
Mm-hmm.
Week 16, y'all know, was the Madden game. Then we beat up Trevor Lawrence, and we play CJ Stroud for the AFC South title in Week 18 again. And this time we win it.
Okay.
Did you hear that, honey? I'm predicting the Colts to win the division this year.
I'm done here.
I know that. Because week 16, you got to play us.
I think on that note, there's no better way to end it.
We're getting out of here. I'm not even going to worry about the Cowboys schedule. We'll do that one next week.
Yep.
Folks, WNBA doubleheader tomorrow. We'll start at noon with an hour-long pregame show, and there's a WNBA bonus tonight. While we picking on that game, we'll peek in on game 2 of the East Finals between the Pacers and the Knicks. So old Snowman's going to be busy. Y'all see these two kings here? 2 of the best to ever do it. If you don't feel that way, I feel bad for you, son. I know 100 great players, and that one ain't LeBron.
Oh,
have a
God.
great weekend. God bless.
Wow.
Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, they are simply not big enough. Dream big, do bigger. We are, and we hope y'all are too. We love you very much. Thanks for hanging out with our goofiness, and we'll see y'all on Monday. So long, everybody. And before we go, always remember, yes, Dak, it is you. It has always been you and always will be you forever and ever. Amen. So long, folks. See you.
Joel Embiid,